good. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Very nice, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me. And you noticed by now, or at least you should, those of you that have never been to this channel before, my name's Robert, and the name of this channel is called Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle, where primarily we focus on slow speed motorcycle operation, because once you master that, then you're the boss of your motorcycle. However, today, we're not going to be talking about motorcycles. So, as some of you guys already know, I'm going to be getting rid of my Cadillac CT6, and I'm contemplating on, or I'm trying to make a decision on what I'm going to choose to replace it. I did a video on the 2023 Genesis G90. If you didn't see that video, I'll put it up here on the right hand corner of the screen. And that's just a phenomenal car. And I've kind of narrowed it down to two cars. That car or a Mercedes S-Class, S500. Okay, so right now I am at Kreitz Mercedes-Benz. This dealership is in Savannah. So I'm going to be looking at a car, talking to a representative from this dealership to tell us a little bit about the car, and then I'm going to be taking it for a test drive, and the test drive is going to be me taking it home, so that I can really go over the stuff about this car, get acclimated with it, see it in my driveway, you know, just like I did with the Genesis. I believe that's the best way, in my opinion, to take a test drive. Taking a 5-minute drive is not going to really tell you much. You should be able to put your hands on stuff, do it without somebody sitting next to you telling you where to turn and stuff like that. And also, once it gets dark outside, I want to see everything with that. You guys know how I feel about lights and all of that good stuff. But anyway, let's talk to the representative and find out what he can tell us about this car. Okay, what's your name?
My name is Faisal Johnson. I'm a product concierge at Kreitz Mercedes-Benz in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay, and so right now my subscribers, they're going to help me make a decision between the Genesis G90 and the Mercedes S500. So what can you tell me about this car?
So S500, you know, is top of the line sedan by Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
This is really the thing that sets Mercedes apart from most other car companies, is our S-Class. It's been recognized as one of the best sedans in the world. We're talking about a lot of things, but really luxury, performance, and technology. One of the things that you'll notice a lot about this car is not only how nice it looks, but how well it performs. Mm-hmm. You can see we do a lot with, you know, intelligent design, emotional design. You know, you can see how it looks just sitting. It looks beautiful. It looks powerful. Very easy to use. And we put a lot of technology in here that just sets it apart from most other cars on the market today.
Is it easy to use?
I would say so. We try to.
This car out?
We could. We've had some 90-year-old customers. I've had 90-year-old S-Class customers, and they are able to get the hang of it. I wouldn't say that they're using every single thing in the car, exactly. But one of the ways that we put the car together is there's a lot of different ways to do things. Mm-hmm. And if you don't need to use everything, you can still, you know, very easily just drive, listen to the radio, play with your phone, do those kind of things, and you'll still be very satisfied with this car.
And most people don't use every feature cars offer anyway.
Very true, very true, very true.
This car, can you admit that this car, if you did want to use everything, it could be a little overwhelming?
It could be a little overwhelming. One of the good things about Mercedes is they have people like me, product concierge, so when you buy the car, we don't expect you to learn the car the day you get it. We don't expect you to learn the week you got it, the month you got it, things like that. I'm always available anytime in the future after you've bought the car to go over the features as many times as you want. I can do it here at the dealership. I can come out to the customer's house. So
really?
Very, very good program. They have them at all Mercedes-Benz dealerships.
Okay, good. Yep. So if you had to give me the top 5 things, which might be tough with this car, that you would want to share with me? It could be over 5 things.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you too long.
Yeah, I got you.
What would you give me? What would you tell me?
So one of the cooler things about the car, and this is one of the first times we've done this on our cars, is seamless door handles.
Yes.
So before we always had door handles that sticked out. You put your hand in them and grab them out. Now we have these seamless door handles. They can pop out either when we go to unlock the car, or if you just have the key in your pocket and you approach the car, the handles will pop out like so. There's sensors on both ends of the handles. We've got locking sensors on the outside to lock it, and then unlocking sensors on the inside. So even when that handle pops out, the car's not unlocked until I actually put my hand in there and go to pull it.
Gotcha. And I see that it's backlit. So that's nice too.
Very nice. Yeah. There's fail safes in there as well, so it will never get locked you out or anything like that.
Just classy. Mercedes-Benz on the inside of there. Go ahead.
If you're looking inside, you can see one of the other main changes on the interior is that now we do this nice portrait style center console. So you've got your big screen in there. You also have a digital instrument cluster as well. So you're not going to see too many analog features in Mercedes anymore. We go full digital. It's just the way of the future. Much easier for the customers to use, we found.
Not a lot of hard buttons.
Not a lot of hard buttons. We still got some lift in there, but we do a lot of digital screens and displays right now.
Good, good.
If you come around to the back, the trunk, you got a full pass-through. You also have a lot of room. Some luxury cars don't have that kind of trunk space that you're looking for. I could fit 2-3 golf bags in the back of here. Other thing you'll notice about our cars and a lot of the cars we have, we don't really have spare tires anymore.
So you really have them,
extra
or you don't have them?
Well, so we use extended mobility tires. So if you get a puncture in our car, you can drive 50 miles distance, up to 50 miles an hour on that puncture. Mercedes-Benz also has lifetime roadside assistance. So anything happens to you or you're stranded, we can always get you a free tow to the nearest dealership.
Okay, so the tires will run flat.
Well, we don't like to use the term run flat. Run flat has a kind of a bad feel to it if you've actually driven run flat. So we use Mercedes-Benz extended mobility is what we call it.
Okay, so sounds good, sounds good. And again, I'm all about the small things, guys. I talked to you about this other car that had the G90. This has the same thing as well. A lot of cars let you close the trunk, but again, I think it's important to just be able to press the lock button. That'll also close the trunk, but it'll lock all of the doors.
Yep, very true, very true. Safety features are also very important in Mercedes. If you look on the outside of the car, some of the places you can see some of the sensors that we use to keep you safe on the road. On the hood, you can kind of see that little black area. Those are our stereo cameras. So those are used during things for like our Distronic cruise control, which is kind of like a smart cruise control. Also, it uses all those safety features to read other cars on the road. We've also got a sensor array built into the front grille. In addition, in the lower left, you can see that front camera. These cars have what we call surround view, so not only can we see out the front and out the back, we can get a computer-generated image of the whole car as if we're looking from the top, even though obviously we're not getting a pure image. It's stitched together by the car.
Gotcha. Now the smart cruise control, or whatever you guys call it.
We call it Distronic Plus.
Distronic Plus. What autonomous number is that?
So this is basically, we're really at level 2. It's technically capable of level 3. We just have to be careful with what level we're saying these are because you got to be careful. All of our systems are designed where the driver is always able to take control. We don't ever, Mercedes is never put you in a position where the car is doing everything by itself. We have capabilities. You know, even in Germany right now, we've got cars up to level 3, S-classes that can go level 3. We have different laws here and things like that, so we've got to be mindful of that. All of our systems are designed for the driver to be able to take control.
This car in particular, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that Germany gets that we don't.
Yeah, one of the major things, digital lighting.
Yes.
We have digital lights, but
beautiful.
In Germany, they can do a lot more, or Europe, they can do a lot more. They can, you know, do things where they're putting animations onto the ground with the lights. We're getting close on that. I've been hearing that there's some laws that they're trying to change because we really have a entire suite of things that we can do with these digital lights. I mean, it's really mind-bending what things we can do with these digital lights. We're just not fully capable in the United States right now.
Yeah, but listen, I'm not complaining, guys, because a lot of my German subscribers, Stefan is one of them, he's a V.I.Preloader. A lot of things you can't do to your motorcycle that we can do. So it's give and take, right? Give and take. That's life. Okay, go ahead, man.
All right. I did
It's
also.
got an AMG package, correct?
I believe so. Yes, sir. So a lot of our packages would be things like our pedals, you know, the wheels, the kind of rims you have,
Yes.
your trim. You can see you got the black trim on here, which looks really good on the white with the contrasting colors. Also, you can see your floor mats have the AMG sign on there as well.
And I was kind of able to see I knew it was AMG based on, like you said, that, the front, and there's a diffuser.
Yeah, the diffuser's also gloss black as well.
This is black, gloss black. So it definitely has a nice touch. Let me just get the diffuser and then I'll let you go. I'm sorry.
No, good.
And the rims too. 21-inch rims. Small details. It's actually a quad exhaust, but just in two long openings. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
Very good. We also have your lights in here. You got a lot of ambient lighting. It's a little more visible when I open it first. Let's see if we can get it to shine for us. There we go. So you can see a little bit around there. If I start this up, you can see it a little bit better.
Oh yeah.
So you can see you got the full ambient lighting, goes all the way across. It's much more vibrant at night, but it goes around all the wood grain trim. I mean, it's just very elegant to ride in. Creates a whole mood in the car, actually.
And guys, I'm going to give you a view of this at night, because it is, I haven't seen it in person, but based on what I've seen online, it's extravagant. It's extra. Is there anything you want to talk to me about inside the car?
Yeah, if you want to come on the other side, yeah. So one of the main things we do with this screen, it can be very confusing for customers. We use what we call zero layer. And so the zero layer gives you basically everything that you would probably need right at your fingertips. So you can see in the background is obviously your navigation. That's always ready to go. We can always put in a destination at the very top. You can see we can do our Bluetooth for either audio or talking on the phone here. We've got a bunch of different settings and things like that. But really, we tried to set this up so that it's not as confusing. We used to have hard button keys for our AC and climate control, but now we've incorporated it into the digital display. It's very simple to use. One of the other things we have in here, we've got NFC charging, so you can just lay your phone in there and get a charge. These cars have the wireless Apple CarPlay.
Oh, beautiful. I can ask you about that.
Yeah, so that's one of the newest things. It's in the S-Class and the EQS right now. You can do wireless CarPlay, so you don't got to mess with the wires. Sometimes those wires, the connection will go out and you lose what you've got going with the CarPlay. Digital displays are fully customizable. We have touch control buttons over here.
Haptic?
Well, not entirely. You get more noise than haptic.
Okay.
And so you can see you can scroll through it. There's all kind of different displays we can do, and everything can be changed. We've got different views.
Look at that.
The exclusive is a little bit more, fancy look, I would say. So very easy to use, like I said, but fully customizable. S-Class can look and feel exactly how you want it to, basically.
And just looking at that menu you were scrolling across, this is why you can't just show up here and say, let me test drive, take a 15-minute drive and think you got it. You need to spend time with this car. You need to do your homework on this car before you even get here. True. So that some of the stuff that the people are saying makes sense to you. But anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I just wanted to pop this open. And so we actually, I don't have the fragrance in there, but we also have, fragrance we can put in the car, can eliminate any odors, any smoke, any things like that. Pets, we can always put that in there. These also have particulate filters in them as well.
And that comes through your AC?
Yep, comes right through the AC unit. If you look on here, this just popped up this gesture detection. So there is a tracking camera up in this top panel right here, and it actually looks at the things we do. And so I can actually program it to do things like it just popped the sunroof for me. I can use gestures, basically taking my fingers in a V, and I can program it for what I want it to do. I can have it do a multitude of things, but one of the most popular things is to have it open up the sunroof just by reaching your hand out without touching anything.
That's good stuff. Very nice. Very nice. And look, the ambient lighting definitely looks nice, and it's actually up here too.
Yep.
And around here. Very nice. Oh my gosh, and guys, I keep putting my head back. There's a pillow on top of the headrest, and man, that feels nice. That feels
very
really
soft
nice.
and luxurious interior.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I see something here that says power EQ charge. What's that?
So these cars are basically a mild hybrid. So it's obviously internal combustion engine, but we've got a mild hybrid operating system in there. We've got an integrated starter generator in the car that can not only, you know, help us get the car started and run our auxiliary electronics when the car's not running. We can also boost some extra power. So anytime we're coasting or braking, we can take some regenerative power and we can power up that integrated starter generator, and we can actually use that power when we're driving. We can get at least, I think, up to 13 horsepower boost off of that system when we're driving. It's on demand, so just pushing down on the gas pedal gets you that extra boost.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on in here? We got torpedo doors.
Pop that open.
USB-C,
and
two of them?
yeah, we up to USB-C now, so Mercedes is all USB-C.
Yeah.
Charges faster data transfer.
Yes, yes, and that's pretty much it in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, and nothing special. We got two more USB-Cs right here.
A couple more USB-Cs in there.
And the Apple CarPlay is wireless, so that's awesome. That's so important. So that actually, whether it's on this pad or not, it's as long as you're in the car.
Yep, as long as you're in the car and you're paired up.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's the stereo system in here? I don't even hear it.
It's phenomenal. I mean, I think this is Burmester, and so it's really good.
Okay, we got a frameless mirror here. Nothing special about that.
Auto dimming, that's it. But I mean, most cars have that now.
Okay. All right. So I noticed that when I go to close or open the door, I feel a little assistance. I'm not going crazy, right?
No, you're not going crazy. We got soft closed doors, so we don't even need to shut it all the way. Grabs it and closes it all by itself. You don't got to slam the door ever.
And when I go to pull a door, in other words, I feel like it's...
Yeah, there's a servo in there, so you're actually getting a little assistance in pulling that handle out as well.
Okay, all right. Very good, very good. And I definitely like the color combination. The white and the black, you know, I'm not a big fan of white cars, but when it's done correctly, tint those windows out black, oh, beautiful.
Yep.
Anything special about the headlights?
Basically, you got some dynamic low beams, and you got multi-beams in there, digital lighting. These are full LED, so you're not going to be replacing your bulbs. You can't beat it as far as being able to get good lighting on these. And even with the brights, you've got the automatic brights that'll come on for you by themselves. Got some sensors in there.
Are they cornering?
Cornering as well, yes sir. You can see that you can get some movement out of those as well.
Okay, and outside of that, this doesn't have anything like you can't control the car from the keypad or anything like that?
No, Mercedes hasn't really jumped on that in the United States just because of some of the laws here. I know some of the other manufacturers have done some things like that, but we don't currently have that right now.
Okay. All right, listen, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Okay, so let me walk up to the car, see if it's got a proximity key thing. Yep, the handles came out. Mirror doesn't unfold, but that's okay. That's going to happen when you start it. And as I stated, these are lit, backlit. That's a very nice touch. I want to see if we have anything on the ground as far as a puddle light. Yep, so when you do that, then the mirror comes out. And there's the puddle light right there. Very nice. And of course, they have it, right? Of course they have it. It looks nice too. All right, so, well, I guess you could just have to press that to lock it. Yep. So that's just like the G90. All you have to do is press that. So that only locks it. And you rub it like that to unlock it. Okay. Very nice. Nice touch. And again, the door has some assistance to it. The door sill is lighted. That's very nice. See if the back door has it. Yes, it does. Oh, and you know what? It came on and it was very bright and then it dimmed. So I wonder if that's customizable or if that was just a glitch. It wasn't on when I first opened the door. Let's see. See, it's not on. And it comes on, it gets really bright and then it goes dim. See if it does that on the front door. The front door seemed to be on before I even opened it. Nope, it wasn't on. Yep, same thing. It gets very bright and then it dims. So either that's the way they have it or it's customizable. I don't know. But here's what the inside looks like. And I'm going to get into the ambient lighting, guys. because right here you can see that the light that's right here is a different color than the light that's right here. So I'm pretty sure all of this is customizable, and we're going to get into it. All right, guys, so when you start this car, just like the G90, you barely hear it start. Everything is smooth, nothing jerks around or anything. And it looks like the headlights give you a little bit of a dance. So let's start it. Yeah, okay, so good. Gives you a little bit of a dance, a little bit of leveling. And guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, I said this when the G90 review, and I'm gonna say it again. This is not gonna be an in-depth review. Plenty of channels for you to go out and do that. And even on those channels, I'm not gonna go over every single thing that this car can do. So I'm gonna play around with a couple of things and go over some stuff that I think you might like, and some things you might not like. But we're gonna talk about the ambient lighting now. So we're gonna click on light and click on ambient lighting. You see there's a bunch of stuff you could do here, guys. No way I'm going over all of it. And manage settings. Okay, so we have an option of the color, the brightness, which is turned all the way up, and it says link zones, so you can unlink the zones and kind of do things separately. All right, of course, I prefer to link the zones so everything is the same. Then you have effects here. So here you have operating feedback, you have warning support, and you have multi-color animation. Ambient light creates animated color changes within the selected color scheme. Okay. The warning support, the good thing about that is you can turn this feature on or off, but let's suppose you go to make a turn and there's a car in your blind spot. So the mirror is going to flash. You're going to get an audible tone, but also the lights that are on this side of the car are going to flash red. So, that's pretty cool. Let's go to color. Now it's on monochrome now. And you can just simply slide this across. You see, everything's changing. It's just a ton of ambient light in here, guys. A ton of ambient light. And it looks good. As well as in the back of the car. So again, we can slide this across. Or we can pick multicolor. Now with this, you see it's not just one shade of light. So if I pick another one, you have different color lights. Probably not something that I would use. Yeah, you never know. Like this one is cool. Different shades of blue, green, and it's funny. The light, this light right here, it keeps coming on because I'm waving my hand. So there must be some gesture that I'm doing that causes that to come on. Now I know if I do like a gesture like this, it opens up the sunroof because I closed it like that too. And that's pretty cool. All right, so anyway, yeah, that's the ambient lighting. I definitely like the ambient light. Let me put it back on monochrome, and I like the blue. Yeah, look at that. Very nice. All right, now let's check out massage. If you go to massage, there's different kinds of massage. Hot, relaxing back, hot, relaxing shoulders, mobilizing message, activating massage, and classic massage. Now, I tried these out, guys, and I have to tell you, the massage that's in that G90, way better than this massage. Way better. But it does have massage. Now this says intensive. It doesn't feel intensive at all. It doesn't feel intense at all, I should say. Like I feel like if I take that off, I'm barely gonna feel, anything. So yeah, the massage in this is, it's moving in sections, but it moves, then stops, and then moves, and then stops. rather than just giving me a nice, you know, massage. And each of these that I selected, you know, it's the same thing. And my other wonder is, do I have to go into this system to activate the massage all the time? Now, some of the things I'm going to be saying, guys, I am aware that it's probably a way to do it an easier way once you actually learn how to, you know, work all of the functions in this car. I know that there's probably smart buttons that you can program to do whatever you want. But I know in the G90, there's a button where the memory seats are right next to it for massage. Makes it nice and easy. But there's also other ways you can get to it as well. Here's another thing I noticed that's pretty cool. If you press this button right here, it's like a park camera. As soon as I press that, it turns on like lights on the outside of the car. And you can, you know, move this around however you want. Right, that is pretty nice. G90 has this feature as well. I actually think that the camera on the G90 seems to be a little bit clearer when you're backing up, not this animation. And the other difference between the G90 and this is you can actually zoom this one in. Right, that's pretty cool. No excuse anymore for hitting anything, guys, really. All right, guys, let's check out the lights from the back. I want you guys to tell me, what do you think these compared to the G90? All of the lights really, but just those. Let's look at them a little closer because it is cool the way those LEDs are set up in there. That's very cool. And you're going to notice that the shape of these backlights very similar to the shape of the lights on the G90. Just look at the ambient lighting from outside of the car. Look at that. It reminds me of the movie Tron. You youngins don't know nothing about that. But okay, enough with the ambient light. Now you can see this puddle light right here. This is the light that came on when I pressed that park button. So, and the purpose of that is it's dark out, and to assist the camera in seeing, it's actually providing light. So that is awesome. Stuff like that I love. Let me cut that off and see if that light goes off. Yes. So when that parking button is pressed, that light comes on. I know for a fact there's a whole bunch of stuff that I still don't know about this car. And that's what adds to the fun, at least for me. Headlights. Now, of course, if I decided to purchase this car, you're not going to see all that cool ambient lighting because the windows are going to be darkly tinted. All right, let's get into the back seat. As soon as you pull the lock, the illuminated handles illuminate. And here's the back seat. Again, a lot of pretty cool ambient lighting, even on the floor down here. So now I know why I switched into zones. If you wanted to make the light under the seats like a white light, you have that option. So here's the funny thing, guys. I go to close the door, and let's give you guys this view. I go to close the door, and reaching out for it, first I'm looking for a button because I got used to the G90 that quick. No, there's no button. You have to actually reach out and grab the door and pull it in. Oh, that's such a great feature on that G90. But anyway, what do you guys think about the ambient lighting in this car. I hope the camera is doing it justice. So the light back here, not bad at all. Here's the switch for it. And when I hit the switch, it turns on this light and that light. Let's see what this other one is. Oh, okay. And that turns on the other side. So if you want a full light back here, you got it. And guys, listen, underwhelming back here. Like there's not really much going on. You know, you got a vent right here that you can open or close by pressing a button. That's pretty cool. Guys, I do have to say how impressed I am at how smooth and quiet this car is. And that's even more so because they're low profile tires on this car. Again, I'm sure that is another example of the technology that's behind this car, and whatever they do or did to insulate the sound but still keep the ride smooth and quiet. That's, you know, that's something. This car is rolling on 285s front and rear. Right, the G90, those tires are staggered, 275 in the back, 245 in the front, and that's supposed to help a little bit with performance. But having all of the tires the same size helps with tire rotation, right? Okay, so, and this car does not have a heads-up display. Oh my gosh, that's like bonkers to me. I'm so accustomed to having that, you know. And for those of you that don't know what a heads-up display is, that's the display that's projected onto the windshield. It gives you information like your speed and the radio station, the navigation, stuff like that. Mercedes definitely offers it, and they offer it's great, but it's just not on this car. Again, it's a package thing. So the other thing is the doors open nice and wide. And that's a good thing because you have more clearance getting out, especially if you're a bigger person. But this is where the G90 shines, and this really was relevant with my friend because he's only 5'4". To reach this door now, like it's like most people are gonna grab here. I know they are, and this is not meant for you to grab on. So even for me, I'm 6'1", man, that is a reach. G90, all I'd have to do is press a button on the inside. There's a button on the door as well, but there's also a button here so you don't have to reach. So this is, wow. Oh man, that's a lot. I have to say, I am loving the Apple CarPlay wireless. So I don't have to worry about putting a wire into my phone to use Waze, right, which I'm using right now. All right, so guys, the purpose of this video wasn't to do a full in-depth review on this S-Class Mercedes because, man, like I said before, there's plenty of channels out there for that, but it's really just to let you guys in as far as what I'm going through over here, making a decision, getting rid of my CT6, my Cadillac, and I've narrowed it down to two vehicles. Again, this S-Class Mercedes 500, the S500, and the Genesis G90, the 2023 Genesis G90. And I gotta tell you guys, if anybody would have ever told me that I'd be comparing an S-Class Mercedes to a Hyundai company vehicle, that being Genesis, years ago, I would have told them they were crazy, right? But those days are over. That car is a serious competitor for a lot of different reasons. And I'm actually, I got some thinking to do because, don't get me wrong, this car, this isn't, I don't even have to say this because this car is the standard for cars in this class. It's period, it's the standard. But the issue is how much more you get with that Genesis. And You know, so again, this is my opinion. If you're paying over $100,000 for a vehicle, and the Genesis right now, that one I had was 104,000. This one is like 122,000, right? That's a significant amount of money, right? That's a big difference. So when you see that kind of difference, you have to start comparing, okay, what do I get from this versus what do I get from that? And the Genesis is going to give you more as it pertains to options and technology. So keep this in mind too. There's a lot of stuff that Genesis is going to give you. I'm not saying it's not available in this car. Some of the things are not available in this car, but some of them are. But have you guys seen the movie Goodfellas with Ray Liotta? And there was a certain part of the movie where he was talking about people in an organization not caring what the issue is. They just want to get paid. And he kept saying, F you, pay me. Blah, 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 blah. F you, pay me.
Partner. Any problems, he goes to Paulie. Trouble with the bill, he can go to Paulie. Trouble with the cops, deliveries, Tommy, he can call Paulie. But now the guy's got to come up with Paulie's money every week, no matter what. Business bad, you pay me. Oh, you had a fire? You pay me. Place got hit by lightning, huh? You pay me.
That's what Mercedes is saying to you. No shade, you know, I'm using that analogy in a fun way, but it's accurate. What am I talking about? So the back of this car has nothing in it, nothing special. The seats don't recline. The seats are not air conditioned or ventilated, I should say. The seats are not even heated, right? If they are, there's a button back there. I don't know what it is, but it's only one of them, so that wouldn't make sense because it's two seats. So I'm assuming that's not for the heated seats. And you know, that's it. There's nothing else going on back there. There's no digital screen like the G90's got. You don't have any control over your separate AC. There's not a separate zone back there, right? All of that comes with the G90. You can also get that with the S-Class Mercedes, but F you, pay me, right? So that's why to really compare these two cars, you have to include the stuff that this car does offer and add that in, and then watch the price difference. Because like I said, right now we're looking at about a $20,000 price difference. But if you spec it out the same as that G90, oh my gosh, this car would be it would be close to or over $200,000. And that's where the real comparison comes in. So you got to kind of think about what's important to you, what you really want. This is just a beautiful car. I mean, I try to tell people to try to get past the badge. It's very difficult to get past this badge, you know. And on top of that, this car drives phenomenally, right? It's smooth, it's quiet. So is the G90. But here's a big difference, guys. This is a huge difference. In a corner, as I'm cornering in this car, at speed, you know, in the G90, it's gonna, you know, you're gonna feel the weight of the car. This car doesn't lean. Now, I've heard this about S-Class Mercedes for years, where the suspension will stiffen to keep the car level. And I felt it today for the first time in my life. And I was just blown away. It's just awesome. Then I did some heavy braking, and same thing. You don't feel the car dive. You don't feel it bounce back. Like, it doesn't do any of that. So I know for a fact that with Mercedes, there's a lot of stuff that that comes along with the pricing that you don't see, right? I do understand that. And I also understand, to be fair with this car, there's a lot of stuff going on in there I don't even know about yet. You know, to me, that's part of the appeal of getting in the car and learning everything. And man, this got a lot of stuff to go through. Now this car has the AMG package. The AMG package on this car is like another $4,000. So again, if that's not something you want, no big deal. But to me, it looks good. You know, it looks good. And that includes the 21-inch wheels. That includes the high gloss stuff going on at the bottom of the car. In the front, that includes the high gloss black trim along the sides of the car. That includes the black diffuser. That includes the chrome accelerator and brake. You know, the AMG floor mats, the black mirrors. So, you know, but let me tell you something, guys. This car, you can spec this out like crazy, right? But like I told you guys, and to me, this is ridiculous. Even if you take off the AMG package, this car's over $100,000, right? This car does not come with a heated steering wheel. And to me, that's absurd. It really is absurd. And what they told me at Kreitz Mercedes is that they don't order too many of those because of where we are. We're in South Georgia. So what's the purpose of getting that? Just like they don't order a lot of all-wheel drive vehicles because it doesn't snow here. This is a 4MATIC, by the way, so that's just the way it comes. But the point is, you shouldn't have to order it. It should be standard. Like, I don't own a car that doesn't have a heated steering wheel. Like, you know, it's this, you know, it's absurd. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna give you guys about this. I appreciate you guys weighing in. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know which car is more appealing to you and what's more important to you, what you get versus the brand that it is, you know? And man, when this car is driving down the road, it has a presence, man. It looks good. And I always said that I wouldn't, you know, put this much money into a vehicle ever again. And Mercedes was always something that I would look at, but it wasn't something that really appealed to me until they changed this body style. To me, it's just what I like. I didn't like that half light in the front and the curved light in the back. You know, I wasn't too much of a fan of that. But this is I just think it's beautiful now. From every angle, this car looks good. And I can only imagine all specced out to experience this car. So what I'm gonna say is, if you've never experienced this, like my friend told me, he's been saying for years, I'm not a Mercedes guy. When I showed him this car yesterday, his jaw was on the ground just looking at it, right? Sitting in it, taking in all of that ambient light, and I let him drive it around. Guess what? He told me he's never been in an S-Class, never driven one. And I said to him, that's why you're not a Mercedes guy. But I bet you his ass is now. All right, guys, listen, that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys spending this time with me. I know there's anything you could be doing with your time, and the fact that you choose to spend a little bit of it with me, that's always appreciated. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, share. As I stated already, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I should do, or let me know what you would do, right? We're all in different situations, so, you know, it doesn't have to be a factual what you would do. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean, right? All right. Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have, guys, and less time complaining about the things that you don't. Until next time.
Bye-bye, Uncle Robert.
Bye-bye.